In a small, quiet town where the streets were lined with golden autumn leaves, there lived a man named Oliver. He was the kind of person who moved through life with a weight that seemed to press down on his shoulders. Every morning, he woke up to the soft sounds of chirping birds outside his window, but even nature's melody couldn't lift his spirits. Oliver spent most of his days alone, filling his hours with mundane tasks, nursing a loneliness that had become as familiar as an old pair of shoes. One chilly evening, as he shuffled through his favorite local bookstore, he noticed an old photograph tucked between the pages of a forgotten novel. It was a picture of him and a girl he once knew, Sophie. Her laughter echoed in his memory, a sound that used to brighten his darkest days. They had shared childhood adventures, but as life often does, it had separated them. Overwhelmed with nostalgia, Oliver decided to reach out, unsure of what he would find. He found Sophie on social media, her smile radiating the same warmth he remembered. His heart raced as he sent her a hesitant message, recalling their shared dreams and the adventures that had tied their fates together. After what felt like an eternity, she replied, her words flowing with excitement and curiosity. They agreed to meet at their old haunt, the town's quaint cafe that still smelled of fresh coffee and pastries. As Oliver entered the cafe, he felt a mix of exhilaration and anxiety. The bell chimed softly above the door, and the familiar aromas enveloped him like a warm blanket. He spotted Sophie sitting at a corner table, her back facing him. He took a deep breath, his heart pounding with every step. When she turned around, their eyes met, and time seemed to freeze. Sophie looked different, yet the same, her smile as infectious as it had always been. They spent the evening reminiscing, laughter dancing between them like flickering candlelight. Oliver recounted tales of failed romances and missed opportunities, while Sophie shared stories of her own adventures, each tale pulling them closer together. As the hours slipped away, the cafe transformed from a casual meeting spot to a world where it was just the two of them. With every shared memory, Oliver felt the heavy weight of loneliness lifting, replaced by a vibrant connection that sparked like electricity in the air. But as the night grew deeper, an unspoken tension began to swirl around them. Oliver couldn't shake the fear that something would break this fragile bond he had longed for. Sophie's laughter still echoed in his mind, her eyes sparkling with joy, but he noticed a hint of sadness lingering in her gaze. He wanted to know if there was more to their story, if the universe had conspired to bring them back together for a reason. As they walked through the dimly lit streets after leaving the cafe, the cool air brushed against their skin, invigorating yet slightly painful. Oliver gathered his courage, his voice barely above a whisper. "Sophie, what if we could write a new chapter together?" Her expression shifted, uncertainty clouding her features. "Life is complicated, Oliver. We've both changed. I'm not sure we can go back to what we were." His heart sank, but the spark of hope ignited a fire within him. "We're not going back. Together." He stepped closer, the distance between them narrowing, their breaths mingling in the chilly night air. Sophie looked into his eyes, searching for something, and in that moment, the world around them faded away. Just as he thought she might turn away, she surprised him with a gentle smile. "Maybe we can try. Just see what happens." The warmth returned to his chest, pumping life into his veins. They stood there in a moment suspended in time, the weight of their past easing, making way for the possibilities ahead. They wandered through the town under the twinkling stars, their laughter echoing in the night as they shared their hopes and dreams. Weeks turned into months, and soon Oliver and Sophie were inseparable. They found joy in the simple things, cooking together, exploring nature trails, and sharing their favorite books. Each moment solidified their bond, and Oliver felt a love bloom that he had never thought possible. The vibrant colors of life returned, each day an adventure filled with laughter and connection. But just as he thought they had overcome all the obstacles, Sophie received a job offer in a city far away, a chance she couldn't refuse. An all-too-familiar weight settled in Oliver's chest, and the fear of losing her gripped his heart. They spent one last evening at the cafe, the cozy atmosphere now tinged with bittersweet melancholy. As they sat across from each other, the tension was palpable, every clink of the coffee cups echoing their unspoken fears. "What if this is it?" he whispered, his voice breaking. "What if it's just the beginning?" Sophie replied, tears glistening in her eyes. They held hands, their fingers intertwined, promising to make it work, to not let distance tear them apart. With a heavy heart, Oliver watched her walk away that night, but beneath the sorrow was a flicker of hope. He realized that love, true love, could withstand the tests of time and distance. A love that against all odds had rekindled in the quiet corners of their lives, urging them to embrace the journey ahead, together or apart. And as he walked back through the familiar streets, he knew that loneliness had been replaced by something far more beautiful. Love that had the power to transcend distance, a connection that would always bind them, no matter how far apart they might be.